And their Sports Metrics program helps athletes accelerate recovery time to get back in the game at maximum performance. Get back in the action with High Plains Physical Therapy. And remember, it's your choice to decide who to see for PT. Find them online at highplainspt.com.
If you have a Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, BMW, Volvo, or any other high-end import, you might think you have to take your car to Denver or further for service. Hi, this is Martin from Al's D&I Repair. Don't plan your life around taking your car for service in a town 400 miles away. Bring it to Al's D&I Repair. Our technicians are trained to work on those complicated cars, and we also have the tools and equipment so they have everything they need to make sure your car is working perfectly.
Call Al's D&I to set up your appointment at 348-1447.
In the Army National Guard, family means everything.
They really appreciate what she's done as a sister as well as a soldier and, supporting their country.
Our parents, they were really supportive that all 5 of us would join.
Family members that are soldiers in the Army National Guard inspire and influence, setting a path for others.
It's validating knowing that, I kind of did my part to make sure this is what they actually wanted and that they feel the same way I do. I'm really proud that we get to help shape the future, and I know that my sisters are going to be amazing soldiers.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard instills pride that you and your family will share in.
A lot of pride, and they're just out there doing something every day and then serving their country as well.
I got my education because of the Guard. I got to travel a little bit and experience a whole different culture.
Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the South Dakota Army National Guard. Aired by the South Dakota Broadcasters Association and this station.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City. This is the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City. Fox Sports!
And here's what you need to know.
TiVo time is coming to Jacksonville.
I love it.
Tim Tebow reportedly on the verge of signing a one-year contract for the Jaguars to play tight end, not quarterback, according to NFL Network. He hasn't been on an NFL roster since 2012. Indianapolis Colts are signing former Chiefs left tackle Eric Fisher to a one-year $9.4 million deal. Fisher still recovering from the Achilles injury he suffered in Kansas City's win over the Bills in the AFC Championship. Chiefs former All-Pro defensive end Tamba Hali is signing a one-day contract with Kansas City and will officially retire as a Chief. Hasn't played since 2017, but never officially retired. Buccaneers have re-signed backup quarterback Blaine Gabbert. LeBron James was a full participant in today's practice, according to Lakers head coach Frank Vogel. And the Mets are placing ace Jacob deGrom on the injured list because of tightness in his right side. Said his Monday MRI came back clean. I'm Deb Carter.
It's time for the only live and local sports talk show in the Black Hills. This is the Nate Brown Show, featuring live callers, live interviews, and local sports. Exclusively on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City. And streaming online right now at foxsportsrapidcity.com. From the biggest national names to the hottest local stories, welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
Well, good Monday afternoon. Welcome in. It's always a great day in the Black Hills, and we are ready to go this week. How was your weekend? Hopefully rock solid. Rock solid weekend. On a Monday, we're back live from our downtown studio. We're on Fox Sports Rapid City, 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, listening on the radio. Welcome in wherever you may be watching on YouTube. The Nate Brown Show on YouTube. You can find us there. Also on your phone, easy to do. Bring us up on Twitter. Give us a follow if you would, at Nate Brown Show. You can watch the show live there. On a Monday, I've got a great lineup for you. Really, really good. We'll talk FCS football. Of course, the Jackrabbits in this FCS spring football season making the national championship. That's a big accomplishment for Coach John Stiegelmeier and that program. It's been building and building, ever so close, right, to a national championship run. And now the Jacks are there. Can they finish it out? The national championship is Sunday on ABC, noon start time. Sam Houston against South Dakota State. And I've got the Sam Houston head coach. I'm excited about that tonight. We reached out, worked on that, and the head coach for Sam Houston is K.C. Keeler, and he's live straight ahead from Texas. Of course, the site of the national championship is Frisco, Texas, a little bit short of a trip for the folks from Sam Houston, but the Jacks will take that trip in a heartbeat, and we'll talk to the head coach at Sam Houston. So we'll get you good coverage all week long of the national championship. That's a big thing for the Jackrabbits. Sam Houston head coach today. We'll get John Stiegelmeier later this week. Also today, national FCS football writer Craig Haley. We haven't had him on for a long time. I used to get him on a lot back in the day. We'll talk to Craig Haley, FCS football writer for Athlon Sports. Then let's break into this. Bob Nightingale is going to drop by, Major League Baseball writer, USA Today. Doug Ottawa live from Denver, talking Mile High Sports. And in South Dakota, we'll go to Jason Andera, Midcoast Sports Network, South Dakota Preps analyst for Midcoast Sports Network. Jason Andera on the way from Sioux Falls. Busy Monday show out of the gate. The Nate Brown Show brought to you in part by Black Hills Urgent Care, where me and my family go when we start feeling sick. There's no doubt they take good care of you. 2 locations on Haynes Avenue and Mountain View Road. Get in, get out, and start feeling better. Haynes Avenue and Mountain View Road in Bacon Park. Open 7 days a week. That's Black Hills Urgent Care to get back to feeling better. If you need care, avoid the wait. Just schedule online on your phone like we do, bhucare.com with the letter U. Remember it, bhucare.com. Throw out the number, get you in today. Thought-provoking sports talk. Oh, yes, we'll have some fun. It's time to have some fun today. It's a Monday, okay? 720-1067 is our number. Get in, 720-1067. The Boss Pizza and Chicken Sports Line Live, brought to you by the new Boss Pizzeria and Sports Bar on La Crosse Street here in Rapid City, and also the Barron's Wilson text line, 720-1067. Same number. You can direct text the show on the Barron's Wilson text line, 720-1067. So a great guest lineup. We'll get to that. Opening part of the show. Why don't I just start by asking 2 questions? I've got 2 questions on my mind. They've been on my mind all day long. I've just been waiting for the show today here at 4. 2 questions, okay? One is, why is there this reaction when it comes to this story about Tim Tebow potentially getting another shot to try and make an NFL roster? Why is there this reaction out there? So polarizing, okay? I just really wonder that. I got 2 big questions. That's one. I haven't been able to quite figure this out. Here's a guy who does unbelievable work for charities, does unbelievable work with kids, just outstanding, 2-time national champion, Heisman Trophy winner. Tim Tebow, by the way, the last quarterback outside of Peyton Manning that got the Broncos a playoff win. Anyway, well, I digress. We'll move forward to that. But I just always wondered that all the national media, especially in the Twitter world today, all this reaction to Tim Tebow. If you haven't heard the story, it came out today that it looks like he's going to get a 1-year deal with the Jaguars, okay? So let's put this all together. Then I'll get to my second question for you. And I'd like you to answer the question. I've got a question of the day dealing with Tebow. Let's put it all together. Urban Meyer's down in Jacksonville. He's a major fan of Tim Tebow. I mean, they had an unbelievable run together, right? Unbelievable. Major fan of Tim Tebow. He's not bringing him in there to be Trevor Lawrence's competition here. I think he's looking at it saying, okay, can this guy who's getting ready to turn 34, he's 33 now, can this guy be a contributor on this team? Can this guy be a good teammate and be somebody that we want in the organization? Is that a crime today? I mean, I don't know if in this world today, it's like nobody can win, in my opinion, in the sports category, in the politics category, whatever it is, okay? But it's like nobody can win. You don't want to be too good, like goody two-shoes Tim Tebow, because then you got the haters over here. But then you can't be a moron because the national media is going to hammer you as well. I mean, you can't be out of control and in trouble here and in trouble there, and the national media will hammer you. I'm just trying to decide, why is there this polarizing reaction to Tim Tebow instead of what? My instant reaction? And I don't know, maybe it's just because I've been a Tim Tebow fan, because of, again, character, leadership, hard work, determination, great teammate. I mean, I've been a Tim Tebow fan, so my instant reaction as I saw this came out before the NFL draft, right? There was some buzz about it, and then the Aaron Rodgers story took off. Aaron Rodgers just dominated all the headlines. And so now today, this is kind of the one on Monday. Oh, Tim Tebow's going to get a chance with the Jacksonville Jaguars to play tight end. This is out of control. Why do they even do that? Here's the headline that came out today. Here's a headline. What makes Urban Meyer and Tim Tebow think an NFL reunion won't be a disaster? Hang on a second. Just pump the brakes there. I don't know if Tim's going to make the team, okay? National media want to try and hammer this thing today on a Monday. Just hammer Tebow, and even though his character's solid, he might not even make the team, okay? I think my instant reaction, I was going to tell you, my reaction was what? I actually admire the guy's tenacity, boldness. He's not perfect. Nobody is. But I've been a Tim Tebow fan, not a detractor. Now, I don't know if he's going to make the Jaguars team. I have no idea. 33 years old, okay? What I do know is it's not a big problem. It just doesn't. I mean, we've got a national headline. This is going to be a disaster. It's going to be a disaster. Tebow and Urban Meyer aren't worried about any of this. They've won once together, and now they think they can do it again, which only shows how ill-equipped they both are for the NFL. Take it easy, guys. Thanks for calling. Let's get started. You're live, and you go ahead.
I'm going to shock you, Nate.
Huh?
Yeah.
What do you got?
Now, it's going to affect, my response will affect two different kinds of people differently. So before anybody gets on the race card, I'm a South Omaha boy, black, white, Mexican on every street. Now, let me get to my response there, Mr. Brown. I'm excited.
Are you?
I've said from day one, Tim Tebow is no quarterback.
Okay.
But I would put him in at tight end. You know why, Nate? You go back and you look at some Tim Tebow highlights. He didn't go high. He didn't try and high hurdle you. Tim Tebow went through you when he ran the ball.
Yeah, that's right. Physical.
Tim Tebow's not afraid of contact. I don't care if he's 33, Nate. At first, I thought it was a circus deal with Urban, because that's who Urban is.
Yeah, it could be a little bit, too. It could be a little. I mean, obviously, they have a relationship. Obviously.
I read some responses. Oh, he'll be emotional and he'll be inspirational. Hell no. You're getting paid an NFL salary, son. Your main job is to catch that ball and block.
Yeah, if he's not going to be a good player, he won't be there. He won't be there. If he's not going to be a good player, he won't be there.
And I think he's going to make it, Nate. And this is why the media is going crazy. It's this whole woke world. Okay? Oh, you're giving a white man a chance, but you won't give Colin a chance.
Well, I don't know if that's it or not. But Tim Tebow.
Nate.
Well, Tim Tebow's had his detractors. He's had his detractors for a long time. He'll go all the way back to the Broncos days.
Nate, as a quarterback.
Well, as a baseball player, as a quarterback.
I've been reading too online. I've been reading online too. A lot of people aren't happy.
By the way, let me
a chance and others aren't.
Let me ask you my second question of the day. So you may have answered it. Would you want Tim Tebow on your team? Would you want him?
Yes. I'd love to see him join Kansas City. We need another tight end for emergencies.
All right, buddy. Appreciate you. Thanks for getting in. Yeah.
You got to get in on this too. The Kentucky Derby.
Oh, jeez.
The Kentucky Derby winner.
That's a fiasco. That's a fiasco.
I grew up in the horse racing world, Exarban. Some of the greatest trainers in the world brought horses through Exarban. This is BS. They need to suspend this guy and get him out of there.
Baffert, get him out?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
You know what excuse he's
Yeah, I did hear that.
Stable hand.
Yeah, I know.
With the,
it's a
Come on,
fiasco.
Nate.
All right, buddy. Appreciate
All right,
it.
buddy.
Thanks for getting in. 720-1067. I asked this question. Why is Tim Tebow so polarizing? That's what I ask. Okay? I ask, why is he so polarizing? Listener text coming in. Let's see here. Let's see. Listener text. Tebow is a good-hearted person, but is he a good football player? The answer is no. The answer is no. I think he's a pretty good football player. I think he's a good football player too. I do. Let's take a call. Thanks for getting in. You're live, and you go ahead.
Hey, what's up, Nate? How you doing?
What's up, buddy?
You know who this is?
I do.
I'm a Mile High kid, man. I'm all about Bronco legends of all time, and you know what? Tim Tebow did his best, and he brought some winning football to a team that was struggling, and you know that's the best that a Bronco fan could ever want. But
did you like Tim there? Did you like him?
Not really, no, because I didn't think that he was a quarterback. I thought he was a fullback. I don't think he could throw the ball the way that was needed. But you know what? At the end of the day, he also, you know, won a playoff game.
He did.
Against Pittsburgh.
He did.
I mean,
that was
in the
exciting.
very last minute.
It was exciting.
Like
Bronco Brett.
It's a legendary moment.
What about as a tight end? What about as a tight end? Would you want Tim on your team? Would you give him a shot here? I don't know. I think they're gonna find out.
You know, it's like if he can catch, then yeah. But you know, we can't just give people opportunities just because of their names. Also, you know, I think one of the things that polarizes Tim Tebow is that he's got a name. You know, he was a great quarterback in Florida. He won, you know, with them. And then you polarize people with your Christian values, your Christian beliefs. The thing is also, I think that what's going on here is that there's nothing else going on in sports.
No,
right
that's
now.
Right. Today, I mean, this is the biggest
what are we
headline
going to
today.
talk about? We're going to talk about some guy who, you know, might have been good or maybe might have potential to be good because any good soccer to talk about right now.
Can he make it? Can he make it, Brett? I mean, this is a real. I wonder.
Can he make it as a tight end?
Yeah.
No.
You don't think so?
No, he's not gonna. He's gonna try.
Okay.
But I think that there's plenty of, you know, 28-year-old, you know, dudes out there that are just as athletic or more so that are going to be capable of doing it.
You could be right. You could be right. But
he's and don't get me wrong. I like the guy. I think that he's awesome. I think that he should actually go to the booth, and I think that he could be a great sportscaster. But he's not going to be an athlete anymore than I am. I'm 38 years old. I can't be an athlete anymore, you know?
Tim, we're going to see. Urban Meyer's going to give him a chance. He's going to give him a chance. It could be, it's because they have a relationship, but he's not going to keep him around if he's not able to play. And so this story may continue. If he makes the team, then everyone's going to say, oh, he just got it because of Urban. I don't know. We got to give him a shot. Give him a shot. That's all I say.
Give him a shot, but the story's only a story because there's nothing else to talk about in sports right now.
Well, he's a big story, man. He's a big story, though. Thanks, brother.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
I'm with you.
Thanks for getting in. Appreciate that. Tim Tebow, last time he played in a regular season game was 2012. 2012, okay? So I did ask this question. I say, there's so much reaction that's negative today about Tim Tebow. My instant reaction is I've been a Tebow fan for a long time. I met him here in Rapid City. Thought he was just quality. Nobody knows for sure, but you look at his teammates, you look at how that thing went in Denver, everybody seemed to like him. And then some of the national media say they want to just kind of pile on. Oh, it's just Tebow. No. there's this polarizing nature. People don't like Tim, and I say, who is there to like anymore? Who is there to like anymore if we can't like Tim? Who are we supposed to like anymore? I mean, this guy's just rock solid by all accounts. I actually admire him trying to make a run here. I don't know if he's going to make it with the Jaguars, but I admire the determination. That's all. Thanks for calling. You're live, and you go ahead.
I think kind of a combination of both those callers have part of it right. Tim Tebow.
That was two extremes there, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, he brings in one guy said he brings in the Christian values. I look at it as religious. That it's a little bit too much religion that gets brought in.
Okay.
If Tim Tebow was a Satanist, which is a religion, would everybody feel the same about him doing whatever the Satanist does for their prayer in the end zone?
Probably not.
Don't think so.
Probably not.
And so my look at it is Urban wants to get some eyeballs and ears and Twitter goings on about his team, wants some excitement going there.
I don't know
Tim
about
Tebow,
that one. Really?
Tim Tebow has not played tight end. If I'm pretty correct, I don't think he's ever lined up at tight end for the Gators or the Broncos or the Jets.
He's a gamer, though. He's a gamer.
So there's far other qualified tight ends out there if that what you're looking for is a tight end. The only thing I can see that is really intelligent about it is you got yourself a fourth quarterback. Who was that? Kendall Hinton? Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, I do remember that guy with the Broncos.
If you wind up with the quarterback room is all out for COVID or the flu or whatever else, or, you've only got two others on the roster, you can make him your emergency quarterback. He's actually played the position in the NFL and he'll probably throw more than 9 passes with 1 completion and 2 interceptions.
Well, let's hope so. That was a rough go.
Yeah.
Let's hope so. By the way, would you want him on your team? That's my question of the day. Would you want him on your team?
Right now at 33, no. I thought he was fine when he was a player. He was a good, hardworking player, but I didn't think, he was out of the 32 NFL quarterbacks, he was probably rated 25th to 30th most of the years.
All right. Well, all I know is he won us some games. I can't remember doing that outside of Peyton Manning very often, but I appreciate it, buddy.
True.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Interesting question of the day and people's reactions. I am intrigued by this. The Tim Tebow phenomenon just intrigues me. It's like cut and dried a little bit. You either kind of are a fan or you're just not a fan really at all. Yet the folks that aren't fans, they say, well, I do like the guy. Then why aren't you a fan? I mean, you can be a fan and still think he may not make it. I'm just trying to be reasonable here today on the Nate Brown Show. I say, I'm a fan. He may not make it. I don't know. That doesn't mean that he shouldn't be maybe given the shot. We acted like he signed to the 53-man roster today. That's that's not the case. Okay, Urban Meyer say, hey, here's a shot. Let's see. I think it's fine. Would you want him on your team? I would if he can play a little bit. His character leadership is quality. It really is. I think Tim Tebow's done a lot in his career. I think he could teach some guys the right way, perhaps. The right way. Because there's not a lot of team building with some guys in the NFL, I will tell you. Thanks for calling. You're live, and you go ahead.
Hey, Nate, it's Jim. Thanks for taking my call.
Jim, where you at? Where you at, buddy?
I'm saying no. The reason I'm upset about the whole thing is because why didn't he give Alex Smith a try? Go back to the Utah days. To mentor Trevor Lawrence.
Urban Meyer, you wanted him to bring in Alex as a quarterback.
Yeah, the mentor Trevor Lawrence. Comeback player of the year. If he ain't going to give Alex Smith a try, why would he give Tim Tebow a try?
Well, he's saying, Tim, let's see what you can do at tight end. I'm intrigued by this, Jim. I don't know if it's going to work out, but put him at tight end. He's physical now. I mean, he might be all right. No?
No,
I don't know.
Think that's Trevor Lawrence's balls.
All right, buddy.
Balls are a little too fast.
Appreciate it. Thanks for getting in, Jim. Thanks for getting in. The audience is telling me what? Would you want Tim Tebow on your team? 60% of you right now saying no. 60% of you saying no. 40% saying yes. Interesting. I want guys like that on my team. It's so funny to me. I mean, we give all these other guys all these opportunities, second and third opportunities. Josh Gordon got into trouble, right? Josh Gordon got into trouble. Another opportunity, another opportunity, another opportunity, another opportunity. Nobody's too worried about that. I mean, that's just an example, okay? Tim gets an opportunity, and we just want to take him down before he even steps on the line. Thanks for calling. You're live, and you go ahead. Are you there?
Hey, Nate.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Nate. It's Kelly. How are you?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, love the show. Just one minor thing. So you got Trevor Lawrence, right? And then you bring in Tim Tebow. So Trevor Lawrence has lost a regular season game in, 7 years? He loses 3 games. That crowd in Jacksonville is going to be just all over Tebow.
Oh, no.
You're going to get Tebow. You know you're going to get it. You know you are.
Oh, come on.
Florida.
Come on. No.
You know you're going to get it. Nate, come on. I wouldn't sign him because that crowd's going to go Tebow.
Tight end. That's why Urban's saying
well,
tight
it doesn't
end.
matter. I don't care if he's on the bench pouring water. He's a water boy, for God's sake. They're going to yell Tebow.
I love it. I was yelling Tebow back in the Bronco days, buddy. Thank you.
I know. All right,
I
we'll see you
appreciate
later.
it. Thanks, buddy. I was. There was Kyle Orton out there, and I was yelling Tebow. Who did you want, Kyle Orton or Tim Tebow? Come on. No. Tim's quarterback days are done, okay? They're done. But it's an intriguing story. And 60% of you say you wouldn't want him on the team. Wow. Coming back with Bob Nightingale, Major League Baseball writer, USA Today. One of the best ones. He's next.
You're listening to the only live and local sports talk show in the Black Hills. The Nate Brown Show on Fox Sports RapidCity.com and live on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM Fox Sports Rapid City.
We have all learned lately that our homes are our sanctuaries. And at Renewal by Andersen, many people invest in our windows to keep out the bitter cold. But they're often thrilled when it's blazing hot outside and their Renewal by Andersen windows are keeping their homes so cool with much lower utility bills. Renewal by Andersen windows make life at home so much more comfortable, whether it's 10 degrees below zero or 100. We can't control outside, but we sure can inside. Invest in your home now with Renewal by Andersen. You'll be glad you did.
The best new cars make the best used cars. This month, get 2.99% for 60 months on select models. Driving a certified Toyota gets you a 12-month, 12,000-mile limited comprehensive warranty, a 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, plus 7 years of roadside assistance. See Denny Menholtz Toyota for all the details. At Denny Menholtz Auto Group, we buy cars. Did you know that vehicles are in high demand? Due to limited inventory, your vehicle has never been worth more. Stop by any of our Rapid City Denny Menholtz dealerships and either sell or trade today. Located off I-90 on East Mall Drive. Drive in today.
We're all going somewhere. Going higher, faster, farther. Going in new directions, to new places. At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. We're dedicated to advanced orthopedic care with the latest innovations, technology, expertise, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Learn more at monument.health/orthopedics.
Broadcasting from the Anytime Auto Sales, Service, and Detail Studio. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. This is Fox Sports Rapid City.
Welcome back in on a lively Monday. I'll tell you just mentioned Tim Tebow's name and it just gets lively. I'm just trying to liven things up tonight. Thanks for being a part of the show. I appreciate it. Varying opinions out there on our question of the day. Would you want Tim Tebow on your team? That's a simple question, but it's not really. Simple question, would you want Tim Tebow on your team? Question of the day, let us know. 720-1067 on the Barons-Wilson text line. Here's Bob Nightingale getting set for another night of Major League Baseball. Boy, 4 no-hitters already in Major League Baseball, getting a lot of people's attention. Bob Nightingale, MLB writer, USA Today, here on the Nate Brown Show. Bob, how are you today?
Yeah, doing well. Thanks, Nate.
Appreciate you coming on. I know you're busy. Let me get your reaction to 4 no-hitters. Everybody's trying to figure it out. Are pitchers better? Are hitters worse? What's the story?
Well, I think the hitters are worse. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the pitchers are good, but it's almost like the hitters. Nobody puts the ball in play anymore. It's either home run, walk, or strikeout. I guarantee if you had a team full of Tony Gwynn's or Rock Cruz, you won't be throwing no hitters. They just put the ball in play, and I think too many guys now are just at the launch angle, swinging for the fences, and makes it tough to watch. Unless you're a pitcher.
What's baseball? What's the answer to this, Bob? Do you think this is starting to, I don't know, taint the game in the casual fan's mind and the baseball fan's mind?
Well, it does. I think that's where we're seeing the experimental rules in the minor leagues. Banning the shifts. Just a couple pickoff moves to first base allowed. You can't have a third one. Trying to get more running game. That sort of thing. I think baseball's concerned. It's just 3 straight years of losing fans. Obviously, be down again this year with the pandemic. But yeah, I think people are getting turned off by it. It's just remember a couple of years ago, Max Scherzer and I were talking, and he was about to pass Bob Gibson. And I know Scherzer's from St. Louis. Everybody knows what Bob Gibson means to baseball, people, particularly in St. Louis. And he says, I wish it meant more than it did, but, back when Bob Gibson's guys pitched, people were embarrassed to strike out. Now it's no big deal. So it's almost like apples to oranges.
Is it an analytics game, Bob, that people say, okay, strikeouts, not a big thing as long as you do hit home runs? It's this. Mike Trout, going into the weekend, great player, led the Angels in strikeouts. Still led him in hitting, but leads him in strikeouts. That just baffles me.
Yeah, it's like nobody really cares anymore. It used to be embarrassing to strike out 100 times a year. Now guys are having 100 strikeouts by the All-Star break. So it is tough, and something's got to give. Some of these hitters got to learn to go the other way, and if you want to ban the shifts, might help. But like Don Mattingly said, don't worry about the shifts. Just become a better hitter. Learn to hit to down the third base line.
How many more? I mean, we're going to see more no-hitters. So we had 4 in about a month, 5 if you count Bumgarner, 7 innings. No-hitters used to be a great thing for baseball, but too many of them. Are you concerned?
Oh, I am, and this keeps up. It's almost like no big deal. I'm a no-hitter, where it should be a great accomplishment. Now it's like, okay, we'll wait for a perfect game to really celebrate. But we shouldn't become, immune to these no-hitters. It's almost like back in the day when people were immune to 50 home run hitters. Now it's the same thing with the no-hitters.
Bob Nightingale, USAToday.com, Major League Baseball writer. A couple more, I'll let him run. Let's talk about the season. Should the Dodgers be a little worried here through this stretch?
No, not really. I mean, it shows that they're, they can be vulnerable. Everything's going wrong for them. They're not, they're not getting the clutch hitting. The bullpen's let them down. Outside Trevor Bauer, nobody has really, jumped up out there. So, but they still have the most talent. They'll still win that division going away, I believe, over San Diego. But, hey, it's a lot of parity. I mean, outside the Boston Red Sox, I don't think anybody's over 600 winning percentage, and that hasn't happened in about 5 years now.
Let me ask you if you're going to say the same thing about the Minnesota Twins. Something tells me the Twins should be concerned. 12-20. They've been in a lot of close games. Are you concerned about the Twins?
Concerned, but not. I certainly don't write them off, particularly in that division. I don't think anyone's capable of running and hiding. I think Cleveland is dangerous with that pitching. The White Sox, very good, talented team. Even without 2 of their big sluggers in the outfield, being down until September. So I think the Twins bounce back and at least they, make a race out of it. But yeah, they got to get things in order. It's stunning that they're off to this bad a start. They might be, of all the teams out there, they're probably the most disappointing team on paper.
When it comes down to it, Byron Buxton, though, Bob, right? I mean, that's a big player. He's been on fire, and him being out has to be a big concern there with some of their bats not hitting as well as they need to be.
No, you're right, Nate. I mean, he was finally living up to every single expectation, being one of the best players in all of baseball. And then to see him hurt again, that's a big blow, just because he was, carrying the offense so much. So now it's up to the other guys to start, stepping up and doing something. I still think they have too much talent to be playing like this.
If you had to pick somebody, Red Sox or Yankees out of the AL East?
I'll still go Yankees. They have more talent. I mean, there's the Red Sox are still rebuilding. I mean, it's amazing what they are. Cora's done a wonderful job as manager. But these are the same, players a year ago. Guys like J.D. Martinez are bouncing back. Eovaldi's pitching great. They are going to get Chris Sale back, at some point, late summer, which is going to help them. But I was just in New York. They still have too many offensive weapons not to believe that they won't win that division.
Bob Nightingale covering Major League Baseball tonight, usatoday.com. Bob, always great. Thanks for coming on.
Sure, my pleasure. Thank you, Nate.
Appreciate it. Bob Nightingale, Major League Baseball writer, one of the best in the country, usatoday.com. Find him on Twitter at @BNightingale. So he's still trying to give you a little bit of love there, Twins. He's still trying to give the Twins a little bit of love. That has been a struggle here. The Twins are 12-20. The Rockies are 12-22. I mean, this is a mess. This is a mess. Here's one thing I'm concerned about with the Twins. Byron Buxton out. He's been playing really well. He's out. That's been an every year thing. Byron Buxton on the DL again and again. Here's the one thing I'm concerned about. The White Sox. Okay? The White Sox ERA for their starters is number 1 in Major League Baseball. So everybody says the Twins can catch. They can catch these teams in the Central. White Sox aren't going to be that good. Cleveland's not going to be that good, right? So you say the Twins are going to catch them. The White Sox starters have the number 1 ERA on average in Major League Baseball. That's pretty good. So that tells me it may not be as easy as everybody thinks. Fangraphs just came out with this. Fangraphs, who break down the numbers for baseball and all the projections. Fangraphs said the Minnesota Twins, their chances of getting to the postseason now really has gotten clipped. Really has gotten clipped. Let's take a look at the percentage. What is it? The Minnesota Twins percentage trying to get to the playoffs, a 22% chance. 22% chance for the Twins to get to the postseason. That's telling me I'm a little concerned. By the way, on the baseball front, you guys tell me. I mean, nobody sits here and watches every single baseball game. Okay, 162 game slate. So even your favorite team, nobody sits here and watches every single game. But here's the numbers. Major League Baseball's batting average is at an all-time low at this point in a season. 236. The league's batting average is 236. The current strikeout rate, 24.5%. That would be a record if it holds. That would be a record. I don't know how it's going to hold out. So baseball's trying to figure out, do we have too many strikeouts? We don't have enough offense, small ball, playing baseball. We have home runs. Too many strikeouts. Does that really affect you? I mean, this is something on a sports talk show. Oh, I've got a sports talk show, and you pull out this and you pull out that. No, I'm really asking the question, does that affect how you enjoy baseball? Does it affect how you enjoy baseball? Those are numbers that I think slap you a little bit. All-time low average and a record strikeout rate. Offense is what leagues want. The NBA wants it. Hockey wants it. Football wants it. Baseball wants it. They're not getting it. They're just getting home runs or nothing. I think that does affect a game. Thanks for calling. You're live, and you go ahead.
Hey, Nate. How you doing today, man?
I'm good. What's up, buddy?
This is a tricky situation, and I don't really know how to address it, and I know you don't necessarily agree with me on it, but, so pitching is getting better, right? Batting is getting worse.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Right. So there's a ceiling for how good pitching can be. That it can only be so good. I don't know what they're doing, innovating, or I don't know if there's new pitches or people are just throwing harder or what the deal is. But the batting isn't keeping up. So I don't know if it's a coaching issue, or if it's a mentality issue, or if it just genuinely is that much harder with how hard people are throwing these days.
Well, it's not.
I don't know what the root cause is.
Is the approach really bad? A hitter's approach. I said Mike Trout leads his team in strikeouts, but he's the number one hitter, average, home runs, the whole thing. That's just odd to me.
Yeah, and people. He made contact every single time he swung the bat. And I don't think he's a unicorn. I mean, he had a really good approach. So I think part of it, the root cause of the whole thing, it's more boring when it's just strikeouts, but I think part of it is coaching and batter's approach to hitting. He's not going to smoke it out of the park every time. Make contact, get on base, and I think we need a mental reset on what baseball actually is, rather than just home run hitting.
Yeah, it's all about launch angle. I don't know. I'm not into clubhouses, but I know it's launch angle. You got to hit homers. Singles don't cut it. I mean, I do know that's the mentality. Singles and even doubles don't cut it. It's home runs.
Right. But if you look at it though, who wins World Series? It's usually the people that have really good fundamentals and can play small ball. It's not the people that can hit. I mean, obviously they do hit home runs, if you look at the Yankees or whoever. But the Yankees haven't won in a while. They brought in a whole bunch of mashers and they haven't won. So
Twins brought in a bunch of mashers a couple of years ago, right? I mean, and we know they didn't win.
The approach to offense needs to change, I think, is part of the problem.
I appreciate it, buddy. Thanks for getting in.
Have a good day, buddy.
All right, thanks for getting in. I believe that. I mean, I just wonder if it affects baseball fans' pleasure. Part of this is, I might get into this tomorrow on the program. A question of the day I have is, how do you watch Major League Baseball? Just your favorite team? You don't follow it at all? Or you follow a lot of it? The division, some of the major teams, Dodgers, Yankees, some of these major brands. There's probably tiers of fans, and so I wonder how each tier of fan is affected. Okay? I just watch my favorite team. Are you really affected by the league worst batting average? I mean, it's just, I don't think it's good when there's not the ball in play. And I'm saying for the younger generation. I'm telling you, for the young kids listening, or I say their parents. I don't think we have a lot of 15-year-olds listening, but you never know. Their parents, the young kids are watching this. They're going, well, what are we watching? What are we watching? I don't know if a kid can sit there and watch a 9-inning baseball game as it is being played now on a regular basis. I'm saying on a regular basis. Yeah, every now and then you're going to sit through strikeouts, terrible average, shifts, and another out, and another out. It's interesting. League low average right now for hitters. League low, 236. Current strikeout rate's a record as of now, 24.5%. 24.5%. Let's take a quick timeout. First, we'll get one more. Let's get one more. We got Doug Ottawell coming up from Denver. I'm going to ask him the question of the day on the way. Thanks for calling. You're live, and you go ahead.
Well, Nate, I was out in the hills, and I was out of cell phone range, and my blood pressure was through the roof, so I finally got back into.
Wow.
Your Tim Tebow thing, Nate. Every time I think of Tim Tebow, it goes. It's a circus.
Why do you got to pick on Tim? Why do you pick on him?
Nate, if you're not doing anything this fall, why don't you try out for the? Have you played tight end in football in high school?
Hey, don't pick on Tim. He's a great athlete. He's a great athlete.
Hey, I don't care, but you have the same Nate, you have the same qualifications as Tim Tebow playing in the NFL at tight end.
You
Tim
Tebow haters amaze me. You just amaze me. You amaze
seriously,
me.
There was probably 30 tight ends in the draft, and none of them got picked. And now you want to pick up Tim Tebow on your team? Urban Meyer is a moron. He is just looking. He's
come on. Come on.
It drives me crazy.
Hey, Tim Tebow can do a lot more for this team than you realize from a character leadership standpoint. Come on.
Okay, Nate, we're not talking tiddlywinks. This is the NFL. We're talking winning football games, and Tim Tebow's not going to do it for you. I agree with your caller that said all of a sudden the Jaguars are losing, and they're going to go, Tebow, and you would be one of them that would be yelling in the crowd, Tebow, Tebow.
Yeah, I yelled it in Denver, and he won us some games. Remember that. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. All right.
Nate, is there? I got to say, is there a reason why he never ever made it any further?
Well, he won the playoff game. I remember that.
Oh, hang your hat on the playoff game. Nate,
it's been hard for the Broncos to do lately.
I got to go take my medication, Nate.
Yes, you do. You do. Thank you, sir.
See you later,
you
bud.
do. All right. You take that medication as well. Because I'm telling you, I would like Tim Tebow on my team. I would like him on my team. Now, if he's going to make it, I don't know. I don't think it's a big problem that Urban Meyer gave him a chance. I don't think it's a big problem that Urban Meyer gave him a chance. Do you? Well, let's see what Doug Ottewell thinks. He covered Tim Tebow in Denver, okay? Doug Ottewell, Mile High Sports, with some reaction to our question of the day, which you're answering in droves today. We'll get to your answers. Would you want Tim Tebow on your team? Doug Ottewell live, Mile High Sports on the way.
You're listening to The Nate Brown Show, streaming live at foxsportsrapidcity.com.
Rapid City Paintless Dent Repair is your local hail damage repair specialist with over 20 years of experience restoring cars to their pre-hail condition. Don't lose 30% of your resale value by having a body shop repaint it. Rapid City Paintless Dent Repair offers better resale value, has quick turnaround, and includes a lifetime guarantee on their work. The guys at Rapid City Paintless Dent Repair are trusted locals with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, offering free estimates and are conveniently located downtown. Remember them when it hails.
At Terrell Tires in the Speed Center, we let our customers do the talking.
Very well-maintained tire and speed shop, over-the-top service, and very reasonably priced. Need I say more?
Scott and crew at Terrell Tires have always gone over and beyond for us. Great prices for great tires. Also, anytime we've needed odd-sized tires for ranch equipment, Scott gets us what we need.
Great customer service. Spent plenty of time answering all of our questions, and the truck looks awesome with the new rims.
Terrell Tires and the Speed Center, 105 North Campbell Street, Rapid City.
Customers thousands of dollars compared to most dealers. Stop by and see us at Dakota Discount RV, 3330 East Mall Drive across from Cabela's and on JB Road, Blackhawk.
Customer service and knowledge. You expect it, and we provide it. As a general insurance agency, Fisher Rounds & Associates has aligned itself with the nation's strongest carrier networks, giving you the highest quality coverage at the best possible price. When it comes to claims or other issues, we handle everything so you don't have to. That's what we mean when we say we're at your service and at your side. Fisher Rounds & Associates, proudly serving South Dakota with offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Rapid City, Sioux Falls, and Watertown.
Hi, this is David Brenneman with Coldwell Banker in Rapid City. If you considered selling your current home, let me take you to that next step with confidence. The Black Hills housing market is competitive, and I have been in the business of attracting buyers for 15 years. Let's make it happen. Contact me, David Brenneman, at 415-0044. List it, sell it, and move on. With me, David Brenneman, at 415-0044.
Broadcasting from the Anytime Auto Sales, Service, and Detail Studio. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. This is Fox Sports Rapid City.
Welcome back in on a Monday. Thanks for being here. I hope you've had a solid day. My afternoon's getting more interesting minute by minute here on the program. Appreciate you being a part of the show on Fox Sports Rapid City. It's the Nate Brown Show kicking off the week. I got the Sam Houston head football coach coming up tonight. How about that? We reached out to him. Sam Houston's playing South Dakota State in the National Championship, FCS, ABC, Sunday. It's a Sunday national tilt, 12 o'clock Mountain Time. The Jackrabbits trying to win their first national championship. Take it on Sam Houston. The Bearcats. The head coach is Casey Keeler. He's going to join us live from Texas coming up. Doug Ottewell's on tonight, milehighsports.com. You can find his work there. What's he doing? He's like playing golf with Colorado Buffalo coaches, Tad Boyle. I mean, he's got the life down there in Colorado. Doug Ottewell stepping aside and joining the Nate Brown Show today. Doug, it's good to have you. How are you?
Well, I'm cold. I mean, but aside from, the life was canceled by sleet and snow in Colorado. So, it's not all it's cracked up to be.
I know how that goes in South Dakota. I know. It's springtime. I got a question here for you, Doug. We've had this segment on this program, and you covered him down there. People love him. People don't like him. I don't get it necessarily. I've been a fan of him because of his hard work, his determination, his leadership, his character, his charity, the whole thing, his determination. So I'm a fan of Tim Tebow, yet I'm put in this category of people that just hate that Tim Tebow gets any opportunity at all. So I'm telegraphing this for you where I'm at. What do people in Denver ultimately think about Tim Tebow today? I mean, remember, the Broncos fans, some loved him, some still didn't like him. What do you think his name is in Denver?
Ultimately, I think it's pretty good because there was never a time where I guess I would say Tim Tebow's name was soiled. I think if he would have stayed here and they would have had a couple 500 seasons, people would have the divide of people who are fans of Tebow and the ones that weren't would have gotten bigger because, people love Tim Tebow like in a different way. And you know this. They're, fans of Tebow are on a different level, but the people that are football purists and the people that, didn't like his throwing motion and, were hell-bent that he couldn't play quarterback in the NFL, they doubled down too. So the reality is when Tim Tebow actually had an impact in Broncos history, it was, and I don't think that I'm overstating this, maybe the funnest season that the Denver Broncos have ever had. And from a fan standpoint. And it wasn't just, they lost in the wild card round. It wasn't that they were so good. There was a lot of years where they were better and they won Super Bowls and whatnot, but
they were interesting though. They were interesting.
Oh, and not, they were wildly entertaining. You never knew what was going to happen. And whether you liked him or not, there was this belief that if you gave Tim Tebow a shot to win the game with some time on the clock, that he had every bit of chance to do it as John Elway, back when John Elway was sort of the master of the comeback. Because in that one season, in a very small sample size, Tim Tebow performed, I don't know, I'd probably put it at 4 or 5 miracles. Almost all the wins that they had came in some kind of miraculous fashion, and he was just fun to watch. And whether you thought he had a long-term viability as a quarterback or whatever, you just couldn't deny the fact that the game, you couldn't not watch an end of the Tim Tebow game. And so you pair that with the fact that, we never got to see what would happen when defenses really figured out how to play him. We never got to see when he, couldn't hit a 15-yard out because he just couldn't, because Peyton Manning came in right on his heels. And so, at least in my mind, the memories of Tim Tebow will always and only be good because he turned an otherwise disastrous season that started with, Kyle Orton and a whole mess at quarterback into probably one of the most fun, sporting spectator seasons that I've ever had in my life. It was that wild at the time.
Now, Urban Meyer's going to give him a chance. People act like he's just going to be the starting tight end. Guys, take it easy. They're giving him a chance. He might not make the team. I have no idea. They're going to go tight end. The polarizing nature continues. There's people that have called the show that don't like it. They think it's a sideshow. There's a few that are with me saying, hey, give the guy a chance. I'd want him on my team just to see what happens. That's my question of the day is, would you want Tim Tebow on your team? Is this a sideshow from Urban Meyer?
I mean, I think there's always going to be that component. That's not Tim Tebow's fault. You could maybe blame Urban Meyer and say, hey, you know what's coming with this, and decide whether you think you want to deal with that or not. But the reality is that I think that in the NFL, I don't think if you want to have a sideshow in minor league baseball and fill up your stadium because Michael Jordan's there or Tim Tebow's there, great, you can do it and it makes all the business sense in the world. In the NFL, there's not enough spots on the roster. You can't afford to keep someone who can't play. I'm not saying that Tim Tebow can or can't. I'm just saying if it's a sideshow, it'll be a sideshow for about 5 minutes until they figure out.
I think that's right. I think that's right. Like he's gonna see today. They're gonna see when that deal gets signed, and if he can play, I think he's gonna keep him around. He's not gonna keep him around just for the leadership or the character or this. I mean, there's only 53 spots. He's gonna need a guy. I actually admire the Tim Tebow effort. You know, people say, oh, he should just hang it up. He's still trying. Maybe he'll make it, maybe he won't. What's your answer to that, Doug Ottawell? You covered him in Denver during all those years and the determination at QB. Now he goes to tight end. It's going to be a tough road. Do you think he can make it? That's my last question.
My gut tells me no, and I say that because of age and because of, you know, what it actually takes or what people really want at that position now. I just think you have to be an elite athlete on a different level to play tight end in the NFL now. I will say this, though. There's not many athletes in the history of sports that are harder workers than Tim Tebow. So the fact that he wants to come back leaves me a little interested. I mean, I don't think he comes back if he doesn't think he has a chance. I mean, I'm guessing that he's been working out like a fiend and, you know, doing everything he can to be as good as he possibly can at that position. So he thinks he can come back. I'm not going to tell him no until I see it with my own eyes. I mean, that's Tim Tebow to me. I mean, the other thing that I think works in his favor, assuming he still has it athletically, is that, and I've said this a lot, Tim Tebow was kind of ahead of his time. I mean, if the offenses were different when he was playing with the Broncos, if they were what they are now, I think a lot more coaches give him a shot when he left Denver. I think
interesting. Lamar Jackson style. You know, Lamar Jackson style.
Exactly. And look, Tim Tebow was not a good passer. I will be the first to tell you that. But he was good enough to keep defenses honest. So the fact that he would run and abuse his body and whatnot, I mean, he might not have had a long career if he stayed in at quarterback, but, you know, the teams do a lot of what Denver did with Tim Tebow now. And back then, which sounds funny because it was only, 8 years ago, it just didn't, that wasn't really a thing, or it was still very much in doubt as to whether or not he could or should do it. So I don't know, but I mean, with a guy like Taysom Hill or something, if people like the way that the Saints used him, I could see him going, I don't know why Tim Tebow can't be something like Taysom Hill now.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. People think Taysom Hill this, Taysom Hill that. They love Taysom Hill, yet they want to kill Tim. I mean, I don't get it. I think people have decided on Tebow. You're with him. You're never going to be with him. It's a really intriguing story.
Yeah. Bill Belichick kind of had the idea to do something like Taysom Hill when he was asked to the Patriots camp, but it just didn't stick. And I mean, it's not gonna really stick when you have Tom Brady. So it's hard to say. Was Tim Tebow washed up, and Belichick didn't have a place for him, or was it just wrong place, wrong time, and now maybe there's a little bit of a better opportunity for a guy with that skill set? I don't know.
Tebow at tight end will be something. That will be something with Trevor Lawrence and Urban Meyer. What a storyline. MileHighSports.com for the coverage on the Denver sports scene. Doug, we'll get you back on, talk a little Rockies. We got to do that sometime. I know we don't want to do it, but we got to do it sometime. I wanted to get you on and talk Tebow today. You covered him those years. Appreciate it, Doug. Thanks a lot.
You bet, Nate. I'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate it. Doug Ottawa live from Denver, MileHighSports.com. We come right back with National FCS football writer Craig Haley is going to break down the national championship. South Dakota State's playing Sam Houston. And then on the back end of that, we have the Sam Houston head football coach tonight live on this program. We'll preview it all coming up.
The Nate Brown Show.
Rapid City Paintless Dent Repair is your local hail damage repair specialist with over 20 years of experience restoring cars to their pre-hail condition. Don't lose 30% of your resale value by having a body shop repaint it. Rapid City Paintless Dent Repair offers better resale value, has quick turnaround, and includes a lifetime guarantee on their work. The guys at Rapid City Paintless Dent Repair are trusted locals with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, offering free estimates and are conveniently located downtown. Remember them when it hails.
We have all learned lately that our homes are our sanctuaries. And at Renewal by Andersen, many people invest in our windows to keep out the bitter cold. But they're often thrilled when it's blazing hot outside and their Renewal by Andersen windows are keeping their homes so cool with much lower utility bills. Renewal by Andersen windows make life at home so much more comfortable, whether it's 10 degrees below zero or 100. We can't control outside, but we sure can inside. Invest in your home now with Renewal by Andersen. You'll be glad you did.
Walk across hot coals or have poison ivy everywhere. Some choices are lose-lose, but it's all win-win at Taco John's. Choose 3 chicken street tacos or 3 chicken softshell tacos for just $5. Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better.
For even more win-wins, download the Taco John's app for exclusive deals. So technically, that's a win-win-win.
Broadcasting from the Anytime Auto Sales, Service, and Detail Studio. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. This is Fox Sports Rapid City.
Welcome back in. A jam-packed Monday show for you. Thanks for being a part of South Dakota Sports Talk Show. We're live weekdays 4 to 6. The Nate Brown Show here on Fox Sports Rapid City. If you miss parts of the show live, you can catch the podcast anytime. We'll get it up there every night. FoxSportsRapidCity.com. The archives are there. Wherever you get your podcasts, we're all over the place. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and more. The Nate Brown Show podcast, jam-packed with guests tonight. K.C. Keeler's coming up. Sam Houston, head football coach. He's going to join us live from Texas. They're getting set to play South Dakota State in the national championship Sunday on ABC. Here's a guy that covers FCS football. One of the best guys in the country. You can find his work at athlonsports.com. FCS football guru. That's what he is. Craig Haley joins us here on the Nate Brown Show. Find him on Twitter at Craig Haley. Craig, thanks for the time. How are you?
I'm doing well, and thank you for making me the warm-up act, because when you have K.C. Keeler coming on after me, I'm simply the warm-up act.
He's going to be good. That's good. I'm excited about it. Let me ask you about these two programs. Sam Houston's been a pretty darn good program under him. Haven't been able to get over the top. Did you see this coming from Sam Houston this year?
Not getting to the championship game, no. But a much improved year. I actually did pick them to win the Southland title. I mean, K.C. Keeler, took stock of the program after they started getting blown out in some of their losses in the playoffs, and he realized you had to rebuild, in the trenches. And I mean, 2 years ago, their defensive line was dominating as they've done this year. It probably didn't get the notice it deserved because they didn't make the playoffs. They went 7-5. But he's really done a great job. I mean, this team was primed for a big year, but this is just another level to have, gotten to the championship game and to dispatch, a North Dakota State, a JMU. That's something people didn't see.
What did you think the overall national perspective is of the FCS spring season? Which camp are people in? It feels like, well, I don't know if this is really legitimate, and then there's some really top teams. You got to count this. What's the real story?
Well, I I do think, nobody should disparage, anybody who wins a title, anybody who goes out and competes. Everybody's made the best, situation, done the best they can in a difficult situation. I think overall most people, including the people in football, want to play in the fall, which they're used to. I mean, it certainly, throws the FCS for a loop by losing players to just training for the NFL. And I mean, the FBS transfer is a whole other issue. But if you played in the spring, you would certainly lose players, with pro prospects, aspirations. So I think people know, they've made it to the finish line. They've done a great job along the way, but football is really kind of made for the fall.
Craig Haley, FCS football writer, athlonsports.com. He's here on the Nate Brown Show. Let's talk about that matchup now. I asked you about Sam Houston. What about South Dakota State? We look at the Jackrabbits. I talk to Coach John Stiegelmeier every week. I kind of saw this coming. I wasn't so sure about this freshman quarterback. I didn't know he was going to be as good as he was. But the Jackrabbits had, let's say, an easier road with this bracket. It's set up for them. But what'd you think of the domination there against Delaware?
Well, you're right. It's maybe an easier road, Nate. But, I mean, they're battle-tested coming out of the Missouri Valley. I mean, to play, nationally ranked teams on a weekly basis. So I think, they've done a great job as well. I mean, they're peaking at the right time. I mean, they're physical with their run defense. The defense is phenomenal. I mean, to have 3 games of just giving up a field goal in the last 5 is just exceptional. Coach Stig is built this program. They've stood up really well to North Dakota State. Really hadn't gotten over the hurdle, but certainly have this year. I think both teams are deserving to be here. I certainly think the Jackrabbits are the favorite. At the same time, both of these programs, if you took 2 programs in the last decade that were the most deserving to win their first national title, it would be these 2 programs.
I wanted to ask you, you kind of said, well, Jackrabbits are the favorite. Is that because of the Missouri Valley? Is the Missouri Valley the best conference, Craig?
Very much so. And not only did you have 5 of the 16 playoff teams, from the Missouri Valley, but think of the talent that wasn't there this year individually, with the players training for the NFL draft. It's just an exceptional league, and this league would have been even a higher level if they hadn't, lost the Trey Lances of the world and some of the other, players that went in the draft from the Missouri Valley. So, yes, this league has stood out the most this year. That does give them an advantage. You see year in and year out what they've done in the playoffs as a league. They've become the dominant conference.
Sam Houston against South Dakota State. Craig Haley covering it, the FCS football writer for athlonsports.com. Really does a good job covering FCS football. Last one. So there's not enough momentum for, hey, we should do this spring thing. Most people want to do the fall, right?
Very much so. I think it's a great idea. And when you first say it, it's like, wow, added attention in the spring because you're not competing against the FBS level. But if you think about it, you're going to lose people along the way as far as interest level. When the weather turns nice, they're going to have things to do on the weekend, and maybe the ratings aren't going to be as strong as you would get in the fall when the weather's, going in towards the winter months. So, no, I just think, the people in football want to be in the fall.
And I do as well, so I'm glad to hear that. Craig Haley covering Jackrabbits, Sam Houston, Sunday, ABC. Find his work, athlonsports.com. Also, find him on Twitter. Good follow, at Craig Haley, for all FCS football. Craig, thanks a lot. We'll appreciate you coming on. Hopefully we can do it again. Thanks a lot.
Sounds great. Thank you, Nate.
Appreciate it. Craig Haley on the Nate Brown Show on Fox Sports Rapid City. athlonsports.com, FCS National Football Writer. On Twitter, at Craig Haley. Really good covering FCS football. There's a few of these guys across the country that cover it nationally. He's one of the best. Really good. Let's get into the game from the coach. The Sam Houston journey. I want to reach out. We're going to do something every day counting down to the national title game. It's a big thing for the Jackrabbits. Trying to win their first national championship at the FCS level. Sam Houston trying to win under head coach Casey Keeler, and he joins us live from Texas. What does he think of the Jackrabbits next?
You're listening to The Nate Brown Show. Remember to follow us on Twitter at Nate Brown Show and like us on Facebook by searching Fox Sports Rapid City.
At Terrell Tires in the Speed Center, we let our customers do the talking.
Very well-maintained tire and speed shop, over-the-top service, and very reasonably priced. Need I say more?
Scott and crew at Terrell Tires have always gone over and beyond for us. Great prices for great tires. Also, anytime we've needed odd-sized tires for ranch equipment, Scott gets us what we need.
Great customer service. Spent plenty of time answering all of our questions, and the truck looks awesome with the new rims.
Terrell Tires in the Speed Center, 105 North Campbell Street, Rapid City.
Where can you get good neighbors service and surprisingly great insurance rates? At State Farm. I'm State Farm agent Matt McCormick, and I'm your one-stop shop in Rapid City for the service you deserve at the price you want. So stop looking around. State Farm agent Matt McCormick, I'm ready to help. Call 348-0464 for surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City. This is the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City.
Hi, this is Rihanna Wickett at Elevate Performance. We are ready to launch our summer sports performance camps, and now is the time to register the athlete in your family. If you want your athlete to run faster and jump higher, join us at Elevate this summer to get that edge. Our summer sports performance camps are open to boys and girls grades 6 through 12. Elevate Performance is ready to help our local athletes improve their strength, speed, agility, and more. Register today for the summer sports performance camp. Just visit elevateperformancesd.com.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Remember to catch me weekday mornings from 7 until 10 a.m. right here on 106.7 FM and 1150 a.m. Fox Sports Rapid City. And now, back to Rapid City's sports talk show, The Nate Brown Show.
Oh, busy show tonight. Busy show tonight, man. We got a countdown here. Every day on this program, we're going to talk FCS National Championship. We'll have John Stiglmeyer on later in the week. We just had Craig Haley on previewing the National Championship, FCS National Football Writer, Athlon Sports. Then we want to get the perspective of the guy running the show at Sam Houston. That's a good program now. Good program. Sam Houston on the National Championship Sunday, ABC against South Dakota State. Head coach for the Bearcats, Casey Keeler, taking time out live from Texas to join us on the Nate Brown Show here on Fox Sports Rapid City. Coach, first of all, thanks for coming on. How are you?
I'm doing great, Nate. Absolutely. I appreciate the coverage.
Well, I appreciate your time. So let me ask you about this Sam Houston team this year. I asked Craig Haley, a writer, I said, did you see this coming from Sam Houston? He said, well, I don't know. I don't know. What did Coach Keeler think of this bunch to start the spring season?
Oh, I really liked our guys. And the thing that's been unique is, you know, COVID's been a challenge, but, you know, you've probably heard the story. We don't have a locker room. We're redoing our facility. Our players walk to practice with their helmets and shoulder pads. They change in the stands. They do their own laundry. They shower at home. We lost our offensive line coach and defensive line coach 3 weeks before the season started. My offensive staff works out of an old bank building about 2 miles off campus, and my defensive staff, my offensive staff works out of the press box. My defensive staff works out of an old bank building. So there's so many different challenges these guys have gone through that being down 21 points last weekend was just another one of them. And it's a team that's become very resilient and very close just because of everything they've gone through to try to play a season this spring.
When it comes down to it, why did you stick with it in the spring? Some programs bailed, Coach. Why did you stick with it? You had a lot of challenges. You just said it. Why'd you stick with it?
Well, you know, I think when we had to make a decision between the fall and the spring, you know, my athletic director came to me and said, you know, we've talked about this before. We're here to win a national championship. The national championship is going to be in the spring. So let's not worry about money games and those things. Let's go for a national championship in the spring. And I said, I'm all in. And I really appreciate that from my administration, because the easy way would have been, let's go make some money. This year's a wash. But when they announced it was going to be a national championship, I'm going to do it in the spring. You know, again, you know, Sam Houston was all in. So, you know, and there's been some challenges, but, you know, the Southland is the only conference in the country that we did not miss a game because of COVID. We missed a game because of a snowstorm that came in. Figure that in southern Texas.
Right.
But besides that, you know, we've done a pretty good job. I also think the weather helps us. I mean, we're outside. And we always tell our kids, if you're going to get together, do everything outdoors. And so I think that has helped us, and we've learned how to manage our way through this so far.
Casey Keeler, head coach, Sam Houston Bearcats. They're playing the Jackrabbits Sunday on ABC in the national championship. He's here on Fox Sports Rapid City. Appreciate his time. Let me ask you, you won the national championship when you were the coach at Delaware, okay? How much does that help you, that experience? I say, well, this is different. It's spring. But big game, big stage, being there as a head coach, what does that do?
Well, I think you have to understand the whole playoff mentality. I think that's where it starts. And I always tell our players, listen, there's no brackets, not in our world. I said, your mom and dad can have it, the professors can have it, your girlfriend can have it, but in our world, it's a one-game season. And that's how you have to prepare, like it's a one-game season, because Sundays, someone's going to collect the equipment, us or them. And so understand that mentality. And, guys, not to put pressure on you when you play, but it's to put pressure on you when you prepare. You need to make sure that you don't let anything left in terms of preparation. So I think that mentality has helped us. And, again, doing this as long as I've done it, I've been, had opportunities to play in a lot of playoff games, and I've had some success in the playoffs. And I think that's because we develop a philosophy about not looking ahead. You want to look ahead? I mean, who are we going to look ahead with? We're playing Monmouth, and so we're going to look ahead to North Dakota State? I don't think so. Or we're going to look ahead to James Madison? I mean, that would just be crazy. So we've learned how to just kind of stay in the moment and play the game right in front of us.
Some big wins for Sam Houston. You got by Monmouth. You got by North Dakota State. And then James Madison, as you said it last week, down 21, and came back this past weekend. Let me ask you about John Stiglmeyer. You've had experience in the playoffs. Well, this coach has had him in the playoffs a lot, had him in the semis a lot, 3 out of the last 4 seasons. What do you think of when you hear John Stiglmeyer?
Oh, he's awesome. We played against him in 2010, and they're about to build a new facility, and he came to our place, and we were talking, and I could just tell, what a classy guy. He does it right. I just was on the All-American call with him just a couple minutes ago, in fact, and just so happy for him. What a great program. And, I told our players, we just had a team meeting, and we're about to head into a walkthrough. I just told our players, I said, listen, you're going to play the best 3 teams in the country on 3 consecutive weeks. In our mind, North Dakota State, South Dakota State, James Madison are the 3 best teams in the country. I don't know what order they are, but they're the best 3 teams in the country. So it's, we've been challenged, and this South Dakota State team is really phenomenal. For a freshman quarterback, I want to see the driver's license, because he does not play. He does not play like a freshman, and so physical up front, and they play just such great defense, so aggressive, so sound. And it's a really well coached team, and Coach has done this for a long time, and he's had a lot of success.
Coach, have you guys gotten overlooked down there in the Southland? You're undefeated. Everybody said Missouri Valley. They say that's the best. CAA, they're really good too. You guys have a chip on the shoulder here. Nobody's looking at you.
No, I think the Missouri Valley is the best. I really do. Now, our conference has gotten dramatically better. I've been in this conference for 7 years. I was in the old CAA when every game was a war like it is now in the Missouri Valley. So I definitely seen the level of play in the Southland, go up. But there's no question, week in and week out, the Missouri Valley is the conference. And they deserve, all those teams that got in, those teams deserved it. They really did.
Before I let him run, Casey Keeler, Sam Houston, head football coach, last one for Sunday. We'll watch it on ABC. What's the biggest challenge with South Dakota State that you've noticed?
Oh, God, they got the big receivers, and when the quarterback gets hot, boy, he's tough to stop. I love their offensive line, but if I'm saying one thing I admire most is how physical they are in defense. That front four, those linebackers, man, they can really get after you. So it's a Missouri Valley team. It's a lot like we saw against North Dakota State, but I just think a notch above, and James Madison. So we've played 2 teams very similar, and I'm just blessed that we're pretty healthy after playing a physical Monmouth team, a physical North Dakota State team, and a physical James Madison team. And it's not getting any easier when we play a really talented and physical South Dakota State team.
Casey Keeler has a junior quarterback there, just second-team All-American. Congrats on that. Really good season for him, Mr. Schmidt. And now we'll get set for the game Sunday. Coach Casey Keeler at Sam Houston. They're 9-0. They play the Jackrabbits. A lot of FCS football fans up here. Coach, thanks a lot for coming on. Really good to talk to you. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it. Casey Keeler on the Nate Brown Show, Fox Sports Rapid City. He's done a nice job over his career. Really solid. You go back to Delaware, solid. Sam Houston, playoffs, deep into the playoffs, and now to the national championship. This is going to be a good one Sunday, I think. Sam Houston, South Dakota State. That's a noontime start here on Fox Sports Rapid City. Jackrabbits, Bearcats. That'll be interesting. We'll talk to John Stiglmeyer later this week. We'll do it every day, FCS National Championship Countdown. Thanks to Coach Keeler for coming on Fox Sports Rapid City. He's been good. Their quarterback's the guy you got to, if you've seen him play, they were down 24-3, right? Was that the halftime mark this weekend? 24-3 to James Madison. They came back and won it. Just an outburst in the second half, and that quarterback can sling it now. Junior quarterback tosses it around. Just named second-team All-American FCS. Second-team All-American. So Sam Houston, I think people are saying, well, Jackrabbits look like this is it. They've had the easier road. They've dominated Delaware. Okay, this is the Jackrabbits team. There's just some of those things. The Southern Illinois game was tough. Now, that's a tough team out of the Missouri Valley. How good is Sam Houston? Beating North Dakota State, I know, minus a Trey Lance, okay. But beating James Madison, that's been a really good program. The Jackrabbits haven't been able to get through. I think it's going to be a good national title game. Casey Keeler's done a good job at Sam Houston. We come right back on the Nate Brown Show. Okay, I got to break into this. The situation that I noticed this weekend. There were about 200 athletes that went to this event, okay? This event was in Sioux Falls this weekend. There was about 200 athletes. There's one thing that really jumped out to me when it came to West River. I'll tell you about it next.
From high school to college to the pros, this is the Nate Brown Show on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM Fox Sports Rapid City.
Warren Chemical and Equipment Company has a 5-step lawn care program to make your lawn the best it can be. Let Warren take care of your lawn weeds, plus 5 applications of fertilizer and micronutrients for a green, healthy lawn. We also offer lawn aeration to help your lawn breathe. Warren's 5-step Lawn Pro Service is the original lawn service company in Rapid City. Single applications of weed and feed or just lawn weeds are also available. Call Warren Chemical and Equipment Company for an estimate on our 5-step lawn care program for your lawn. Phone 342-7644.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Mainly cloudy skies expected tonight with lows around 35. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies tomorrow, chance for scattered showers, highs around 58. Partly cloudy tomorrow night, lows around 38. Low 60s Wednesday with a chance for scattered thunderstorms, upper 60s Thursday. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently, it's 50.
What do exciting water slides, pizza slices, skee ball, and a comfy night's sleep have in common? They're all totally tubular advantages of a trip to Wautiki Indoor Water Park Resort. Make a splash at South Dakota's largest water park. Slide into fun at Coco's Arcade. Fill your bellies at Slider's Grill. And rest your heads with 5 great hotel options with amazing amenities. What are you waiting for? Your friends and family will have the slide of their lives at Wautiki Indoor Water Park Resort, Exit 61, Rapid City.
We all know life's busy, and if you get sick, you can get behind pretty quick. That's where Black Hills Urgent Care comes in. No appointments needed, no long waits, just fast, affordable care to get you feeling better quicker. Black Hills Urgent Care has 2 locations in Rapid City on Haynes Avenue and Mountain View Road. You can simply check in online at bhucare.com. That's with the letter U, bhucare.com. When you need care, see the team at Black Hills Urgent Care, the faster way to get better.
Not all trusts fit in a box. We do our best to put a personal touch on each one and really listen to our customers and make sure that we take care of them the very best that we can.
We are going to apply the best of our knowledge and ability and care to really analyze their situation and find all the best solutions that we possibly can.
We customize what we do to what you need. Pioneer Bank and Trust is local.
Hey, it's Nate Brown. I got to tell you about Pour 54 in downtown Rapid City. If you haven't been there yet, make plans now. You will not be disappointed. I'm telling you, Pour 54 has 3 levels, plenty of space, 54 taps of craft beer, wine, hard seltzer, and hard cider. At Pour 54, you are your own bartender. No more waiting on drinks. You just grab a glass, make your choice, pour from the tap. Oh yeah, the food, out of this world. Get your night started with their pretzel board and then order up one of the awesome Pour 54 Detroit-style pan pizzas. They're unbelievable. If it's date night, after work happy hour, or just watching the big game, Pour 54 is the best place to go. And I know you'll absolutely love it like I do. There's simply no place like it in Rapid City or this region. Pour 54 opens at 3 p.m., located downtown Rapid City at 615 Main Street. You want to experience Pour 54.
Broadcasting from the Anytime Auto Sales, Service, and Detail Studio. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. This is Fox Sports Rapid City.
Welcome back in the Nate Brown Show, South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Man, packed tonight. Talk some Major League Baseball with Bob Nightingale. Strikeout rate is at an all-time high right now, this far through the season in Major League Baseball. And batting average is at an all-time low. Average is .236. It's kind of what I hit back in the day. But I'm not a Major League Baseball player. I wonder if it's really a problem, or it's like, well, this is what it is. You know those guys. It is what it is. I think stuff like that's going to hurt the game in the long run, attracting new fans, not as much offense. The ball's not in play. Listener text coming in on Major League Baseball. I keep track of my favorite team in Major League Baseball. That's it. And then usually if one team that is traditionally bad is doing well, I'll watch them as well. It's kind of what I was thinking on this baseball front. You know, there's tiers of fans. People that just watch their favorite team, you Twins fans or the Cubbies Nation like me, Cubs Nation like me. Okay, so then I'll follow the division a little bit. You'll follow the division, but you're kidding yourself if you're sitting here just watching every baseball game and all of these games. But I do say, even if you're just following your favorite team, I do believe there's going to be that issue arising. Not enough baseballs in play, the shift, the whole lack of offense. That's alarming, I would think, for a game that's trying to get new fans, younger fans. Okay, they're trying to get younger fans. There's not enough action. I mean, baseball purists hate to hear that. They just hate to hear that. The fact of the matter is, league low batting average, league high strikeout rate. As of right now, there's not enough action. Homers are fine, but you got to put the ball in play. Question of the day has been interesting today. We'll revisit that here. Question of the day, and then I'll get to something I noticed here over the weekend when it comes to South Dakota high school sports, and how this, I think, relates to Rapid City. I think. It's something that got my attention. Question of the day, though, is, would you want Tim Tebow on your team? I mean, I am just amazed that the Tim Tebow haters are coming out today. I'm just having fun, okay? If you're a Tim Tebow hater, it's fine, but I'm just amazed at all the hate out there for Tim Tebow, a quality leader, a 2-time national champion, a Heisman Trophy winner. He's done more for charity than most athletes would dream of. Done a lot of great things. Right? A lot of Tim Tebow haters out there. And I'm going to say, if he's good enough, I would want him on my team. See, that's the rub here. That's the rub. If he's good enough, I would want him on my team. So I ask you, would you want Tim Tebow on your team? Okay? And right now, 59% of the audience tonight says no. 59%. And here's somebody who replied to me with a GIF that said, no, God, no, please. Okay. Chill. What's the deal? Thanks for calling. You're live, and you go ahead.
Well, hey, a couple things on Tim Tebow. I really don't know. Does he have major league strength? I mean, he's like 6'3", 200 and some pounds. Is he a dude? I mean, has he got that major league strength?
I don't know. We'll see, right? I'm willing to give him a chance, because if he doesn't, he'll be out of there. He will. They're not going to keep him.
Oh, sure. Football's football, and if he gets 5, 6, 7, 8 catches a game, averages 100 yards a game. Maybe this is what he should have done coming out of college.
Well, yeah, that's what people wanted him to do. So he's trying it a little late, but we'll see. I'm just willing to give him a chance. A lot of people today aren't even willing to give him the chance. That's what I find interesting.
And what's up with baseball? Is there anything new going on, or just?
I don't know. You tell me. I mean, I think the approach of hitters is different. When Mike Trout can lead his team in strikeouts and average, that tells me we're just more strikeouts, and I think the approach is different. I don't think it's good for baseball. I really don't. I want some balls in play. That's my concern.
Yeah. I've been wanting to call you a long time about this, but when I'm a little more prepared. But I'll say a little bit. With you got time for another minute on baseball?
Yes.
Okay. My son suggested this to me some time ago, and he's a diehard baseball fan, Cubs fan too, right?
Oh, I like it.
And yeah, well, he grew up, with WGN, right?
Yes.
Anyway, he suggested he's a diehard baseball fan. He's not a casual fan. He's a big fan. And he said they ought to just come out with modern day baseball, close the record books, and here's what he's suggesting. Here's the deal: if the NFL played every day, Colin Cowherd wouldn't talk about it.
Right. I believe that. Yep.
Now we can't do that with baseball. We can't go to just one game a week.
Yep.
Although that is, the Super Bowl and college basketball has a thing going there where they have one championship game, so people can have a party. But with baseball, if you had 3 games a week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it also means something to win the weekend series, whatever that is. You would take away almost all the mediocrity out of baseball, which is a ton of it right now in baseball. They rest players. You might go see your favorite player play, and he might be taking the day off, sitting in the dugout. You wouldn't be pushing pitching rotations back just to bring up a guy from AAA to give him a tryout, or take a bullpen pitcher and let him start a game just to give your rotation a little rest.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have any of that. You wouldn't need 4 or 5 starters. You need 3. And then if you had a couple real good guys in the bullpen, you'd have less scoring. The games probably wouldn't be quite as long. But just think about it. And then on Monday and Tuesday, the national media, the sports media, they'd be talking about the weekend that was.
Oh.
And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday would be the build-up they'd be talking about the pitching matches coming up for the weekend.
So you got like 3-game series, okay? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 3-game series.
Yep.
I think some fans would buy that, but some baseball purists would say, oh, I love baseball. I love it every day. I love this. I love the grind, the whole thing. I'm more with you or with your son. I'm more with that. I think you shorten the season, even like last year. I think there was more sense of urgency even last year. I do think it's too long, but you know who doesn't think it's too long? The owners.
Right.
They like all those games. But would they be able to make more money off of TV deals if they had the 3-game weekend series? Maybe.
And maybe they could charge more for tickets.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's I don't know. They want all that gate revenue. They want all those games. It's going to be a hard sell to clip that season, but it's an interesting proposition. Appreciate you coming on.
Yep.
Thanks for calling. I appreciate that. That's from a fan standpoint. We want sense of urgency. I want sense of urgency. We love football. We love the college football regular season. Okay, we want sense of urgency, right? And baseball doesn't have the sense of urgency. Baseball doesn't have the sense of urgency. Listener text coming in on Tim Tebow. Okay, here we go. Here we go. It's been an interesting afternoon. I've been in the minority here. I've been in the minority that I would want Tim, or at least give him a shot. I'd give him a shot. Listener text. Oh, here it is. I'm all in on Tim Tebow. Everybody can go to heck. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks for calling. You're live, and you go ahead.
Hey, Nate, have you watched any college baseball last few years?
A little bit. I've been watching Bowman a little bit. Not much, though.
Okay. Look at the scores. I was watching Auburn, and God dang it, who are they playing? But there's probably 25 runs in that game. So I don't think it's necessarily the pitching is better. I think that's bogus.
Really?
I just think they're picky in the major leagues, and they don't care about strikeouts.
Well, that's what Bob Nightingale said. He said they don't care about strikeouts. The front office, the managers, and the players. They don't care about it.
And it's true, because I watch a lot of college baseball with the old man on TV, and he watches, like, your favorite team, the Dodgers.
Yes, yes. The Cubs, but Dodgers are my second favorite, yes.
The losers. But my old man's just shocked. He goes, Jiminy Crickets. They just stand there and look at the ball go over the plate. It's a close game.
So that's
you got
interesting.
2 guys on.
You say, though,
Swing
college
the bat.
baseball, we have some runs, and then Major League Baseball, boom, we have this anomaly. Strikeout rates up, average is at an all-time low. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But what do I know?
Can you move the mound back? Should we move the mound back?
Nah, I ain't into that either.
Oh.
I think here's the deal. If you take a call third strike, it drives me nuts when I see it, even at the high school level. You don't see it in college. These kids are swinging. These kids are swinging at everything that's even close in college. But if you take that call third strike and there's a man on base, that should be worth 2 outs. Swing the bat.
I thought you'd say something else. Kick him out the rest of the game or something. All right. Appreciate it, buddy. Thanks for getting in.
Bet,
appreciate it. Let me get to this story. We'll get back to baseball here. Let's see. Here's something I noticed, and we'll get to Jason Andera is going to join us next, and we'll expand on this. Midcoast Sports Network. He covers high school sports here in South Dakota, live from Sioux Falls. So Sioux Falls this past weekend had a high-end college coaches football combine. Sioux Falls invited some top-tier athletes. There was about 200. I think what was the number? 178 or something like that. Might have 188. I'll have to check that. But almost 200 high school sophomores and juniors. Okay? They put on a showcase this past weekend. They got media attention to it. They got college football coaches to it. But you know who really didn't get to it? Many of our West River high school players. Okay? This is just something I'm putting 2 and 2 together here. When you take things really, really seriously, and you have the facilities, but then you got to have the folks that are going to put together a combine like this, having the college coaches connections. It is about networking. It is about exposure. It is about a platform. This is the type of thing that shows, okay, can West River catch up to Sioux Falls in football? There are certain things that we need to start doing. There just is. This is just a small little thing that people aren't going to pay much attention to because we don't even really know about this stuff out here. We don't even really know about it. I'm looking at this. I'm saying these guys are getting 40s time, broad jump time, the whole thing. There's college coaches there watching the South Dakota sophomores and juniors. And then I even saw, what did I see? Minnesota, Iowa. There were some guys invited in from there. I'm not going to tell you we had 0 there. I'm just going to tell you West River wasn't represented in a big way at this high school football showcase, this combine, okay? This is the type of thing, when I think about it, I say, we've got to make sure that we start putting the pieces in place to eventually build the programs, because you know what that shows me? They're just taking it really, really serious. Really, really serious. You're going to say, I don't know. I'm telling you, sophomores, juniors, that's when you start getting noticed by college programs. That's when you start getting noticed. And if you're at the table, you're at the Riggs football combine. This is Curtis Riggs. You know Curtis Riggs, okay? Coached the Sioux Falls Storm out there and then runs his own football situation. He's got clinics, combines. He's got the whole thing. Riggs football put on this combine. Almost 200 high school sophomores and juniors at it in Sioux Falls, and not many West River players. I just went through the list of the 40 times and the broad jumps. I didn't find any. I didn't find anybody. You can't tell me that we don't have some athletes that can be there. You can't tell me that we don't have some athletes that can be there. These are the types of relationships we got to start building. These are the types of networking opportunities and platforms that we got to start having. And guess what, though? Guess what? On the heels of this, it's so interesting. Physio, who we work with here, Physio, they're just going to put on a first annual combine for local athletes here. It's not quite the Riggs football and the college coaches and the whole thing, but we've got to start somewhere. And Physio's going to start that here in early June, a combine for athletes. Are our athletes going to take advantage of it? Will our local athletes take advantage of that combine? Because people say, what is this? To see where you're at, to see where you need to go, to get better. Okay? It's an investment. It's taking it serious. Thanks for calling. You're live, and you go ahead.
Nate, I'm afraid we'll never catch up to East River until the right people think it's important that we do.
Yeah.
And I think right now, I think there are definitely sports that West River, Rapid City, Sturgis, those places they excel at. Football's not one because it's not important to the folks who are in charge. I'm not saying the coaches.
There's a lot of people involved. A lot of people. Yeah.
Yep, there is.
No, I buy that. I appreciate it. Thanks for getting in. No, I think that's right. That's why I mentioned it here today is there are some folks working hard, okay? It's frustrating. Believe me, if those folks are listening to this program, there's people that are putting in time trying to help football programs develop and trying to help kids develop. But there's just not enough cohesiveness, not enough support, not enough, taking it serious. Taking it serious. We should have sophomores and juniors, and a lot of them, at the Riggs football, college football coaches combine in Sioux Falls this past weekend. We're Rapid City. They had guys from all over. There was kids, I was going through the list, from all over, so all sorts of small communities. Rapid City doesn't have a boatload of kids that went over there and participated in that. We should have a long list of players participating in a college football coaches combine in Sioux Falls this past weekend. We really, really should. This is the type of thing we got to become educated on and then take it really serious and take advantage of these opportunities. You got to start somewhere, and Physio is going to start with our first ever athlete combine for our local athletes to say, okay, here's where you're at training-wise. The off-season work is really, really important. You can't just show up a couple of weeks before the summer football in August and think you're going to be really, really good. You're not. You're just not. Coming right back with Jason Andera. What's his take on this? He covered it. By the way, Midco Sports Network was covering the Riggs football college football coaches combine. Midco Sports Network's Jason Andera with his reaction on the way.
This is the Nate Brown.
Rapid City Paintless Dent Repair is your local hail damage repair specialist with over 20 years of experience restoring cars to their pre-hail condition. Don't lose 30% of your resale value by having a body shop repaint it. Rapid City Paintless Dent Repair offers better resale value, has quick turnaround, and includes a lifetime guarantee on their work. The guys at Rapid City Paintless Dent Repair are trusted locals with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, offering free estimates and are conveniently located downtown. Remember them when it hails.
At Terrell Tires in the Speed Center, we let our customers do the talking.
Very well-maintained tire and speed shop, over-the-top service, and very reasonably priced. Need I say more?
Scott and crew at Terrell Tires have always gone over and beyond for us. Great prices for great tires. Also, anytime we've needed odd-sized tires for ranch equipment, Scott gets us what we need.
Great customer service. Spent plenty of time answering all of our questions, and the truck looks awesome with the new rims.
Terrell Tires in the Speed Center, 105 North Campbell Street, Rapid City.
Team of physicians right here in Rapid City ready to help you get back in the game. The Rehab Doctors. They're the official sports medicine physicians of the Rapid City Rush, and they're the team that wants to help you get back on track. You have a choice for your medical care, and there's no referral necessary. For pain relief without surgery, take the first step to feeling better. Just go to therehabdoctors.com.
Collins Siding has been the region's premier window siding, door, and gutter installation specialist since 1974. They use only the highest quality materials and never compromise on their workmanship. Collins Siding is licensed, bonded, and their estimates always include labor, materials, and applicable permits and taxes. Collins Siding has been providing top quality service and exceeding high standards for over 45 years, and you can find out how by visiting them at 2016 Cherry Avenue. Collins Siding, 2016 Cherry Avenue, Rapid City. Looking for a great place for a pregame meal that really satisfies? Or maybe you want a place to take your all-star after the game. Or you're looking for a place to enjoy a delicious meal while watching your favorite team on the big screen TV. Valley Sports Bar and Grill has all the bases covered for all those things and more. Top-notch, friendly, and attentive service. Wall-to-wall big screen TVs with all the big games. And the absolute best wings in Rapid City. Valley Sports Bar. Make it your place. 1865 Valley Drive, Rapid City.
America is kept safe because the Army National Guard responds, protects, and supports our nation when it needs them most. From fighting wildfires with air support, helping civilians in flooded neighborhoods, to delivering food and supplies to those who have lost everything, the Army National Guard always responds when disaster strikes. The Army National Guard also trains to be ever vigilant against threats, foreign and domestic. They protect our skies with missile defense weaponry. They secure our information, communications, and infrastructure with cybersecurity. And they protect us against chemical, biological, and radiological hazards with the civilian support team. The Army National Guard also stands ready to deploy and provide support for conflicts or humanitarian missions abroad. Join the Army National Guard and be there to respond, protect, and support your community and your country. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the South Dakota Army National Guard. Aired by the South Dakota Broadcasters Association and this station.
Broadcasting from the Anytime Auto Sales, Service, and Detail Studio. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. This is Fox Sports Rapid City.
Welcome back in the Nate Brown Show. South Dakota Sports Talk Show packed tonight. Good stuff. If you missed parts of the show, we had Sam Houston head football coach Casey Keeler on tonight. Sam Houston playing South Dakota State in the FCS National Championship on ABC Sunday. That's a Sunday kickoff. Casey Keeler, interesting stuff. He said the Missouri Valley is the best conference. That's what he said. So he knows they got their hands full with the Jackrabbits. We had Bob Nightingale on, Major League Baseball writer from USA Today tonight. Fun show, good stuff. Catch the podcast if you missed parts of the show. It's worth the time. Thought-provoking sports talk and Tim Tebow debate. It's just been a heck of a show. Heck of a show tonight. Tim Tebow debate, always fun. Jason Andera, Midcoast Sports Network. He covers high school sports. Does a great job. Live from Sioux Falls. SD Preps. Jason Andera. Find him on Twitter at Andera Midco SN. Jason, good to have you on. How are you?
I'm doing great. I hear your lineup of guests, and I
I always think, like, which one of these does not belong? I always feel like you have such a good lineup, Nate. Keep up the good work.
Hey, I appreciate that, buddy. You belong. You belong. Let me tell you. Let me ask you about this thing you guys covered. I just did a segment on it. The Riggs college football coaches combine here. You've got college coaches there in Sioux Falls this past weekend, and there's about 200 kids, sophomores and juniors, not only from South Dakota, but like I saw Minnesota, Iowa. What I didn't see was Rapid City. I mean, it stuns me that we don't have a boatload of kids that are at the Riggs football combine to get featured out there. What's your reaction to that?
You know, it's a unique event, and it's an event that has been put on for, I think, about 7 years now, and it kind of grows every year. And they've capped it at, I think, about 180 kids. And how you get to go, you basically get a coach nomination. Your coach will send in your name and say, hey, I think this guy deserves a shot to be looked at, amongst the best. And for the most part, they kind of weed out a couple of the guys who maybe don't deserve it. But for the most part, if your coach thinks you can go, you can go. And in the past, we've had a few Rapid City athletes. In fact, Stevens, I think, sent several players 2 years ago. They had a good contingent there. But, yeah, I haven't seen St. Thomas More, Rapid City Central, or Stevens guys, or really anybody West River, to be honest, in this last group of players. There was some, like you said, from South Dakota, Iowa. We get some from Omaha that come up there. North Dakota sends about a handful, 5 or 10 players every year. So it's a great event, and college coaches from the FCS level all the way down through NAIA are looking for players that match their system. And not only do they get to see the drills, they get to see the kids in person. They don't get to talk to them, but they see them in person. And then they run drills for an hour afterwards so they can see how they move, how they interact with their teammates, how positive a person they are. They get to see kind of the whole package, and it's really been valuable for a lot of these coaches. But to kind of answer your question, I would love to see more kids from the West River get involved and take their football training to the next level.
Okay, that's interesting because you just talked about it. It feels like you think an event like that, the Showcase Riggs football, and Curtis Riggs does a good job. It feels like you think it's valuable, though, when you have that exposure. And that's what I'm trying to point out. I do think that's valuable, and some people may say, no, it's just about the games. Sometimes you just don't get seen in the games. Stuff like this is important, is it not?
I really think it is. It's not the most important thing. I will agree with that. It's not the most important thing. But it is important. And like I said, honestly, some of the more important things you wouldn't think, they're not really obvious. But a lot of those things that I said is how you interact with other people. How positive are you? Are you a leader? They can kind of see that kind of stuff when you're interacting and doing the drills afterwards. Plus, they can see, maybe a certain team is looking for more of a 5-wide, or another team is looking for a fullback. They can kind of get a look at a person who matches their program. And whether you're an NAIA school or you're a D1 school looking for the cream of the crop. It's really important to kind of be able to see those guys in person without pads on. Everybody has good highlights, but you get to see them against their peers, and that's the other thing too. Is you can see if they're middle of the road guys or if they're guys that step up with the challenge. It's a little bit tougher. So yeah, I definitely think it's an important part of it. It's not all of it for sure. I mean, you can be a great player, not go to any combines, not do any camps, and still get recruited. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
Right.
But it definitely helps out. And the one kid who had the fastest time in the 40 is a sophomore out of Washington. I hadn't even heard of him. I watched him run. He's a 200-pound kid who was just unbelievable, and I guarantee within the next couple of weeks he's going to have FBS offers. He's going to have FBS schools looking at him because of the combine.
Wow, that's interesting. Guy kind of coming out of nowhere at Washington, runs a fast 40-time fastest at the combine. Might get a look. Jason Anderson covered this Riggs football, high school football combine. College coaches there. It was just this past weekend, but we didn't see any Rapid City kids or West River kids for the most part there. And you can't tell me that we don't have some guys. I just think we have to get on track with it and be on that platform. Jason, I'll let you couple more. I'll let you run. I want to get your take on this. High school baseball. You guys cover it a lot at Midcoast Sports Network. You cover it a lot. I think it should be sanctioned. There's arguments against it, and some of the schools are going to say, hey, that's going to cost a lot of money. I get that argument. Do you believe it should be sanctioned? Because some of the stuff coming out, though, as I see 31-0 games. I don't know if that's a reason not to sanction it, but there's such a big discrepancy. Some programs that are really cranking and some programs that aren't. Where is high school baseball at on the sanctioning piece?
It's such a fascinating topic. I feel like we could do a whole show because literally I ask people in the sport that exact same question. And some of them are like, no, we kind of like it the way it is. And some are like, yeah, it'd be great to, officially be sanctioned. They really appreciate wearing the school colors. So they play in the spring and get to wear, the school uniforms, even though it's not sanctioned. And by the way, the reason we cover it so much is because it's not sanctioned, and it's one of the sports that, we can cover the championships, and we don't have to go through.
Right.
South Dakota Public Broadcasting has that rights to all the other championships. So that's one of the reasons people wonder, why do you guys cover baseball so much? Well, it's because we get to do the championships, and it's kind of fun to watch them all the way through. But do I think it should? I would love it to be sanctioned just to give it a little bit more legitimacy. I think they've done a great job of legitimizing. This organization has done a great job of building and not going backwards over the 20 years that they've been in existence. Yes, there are definitely some holes. You mentioned it with the 31 and the 19-0, and there's definitely some disparities, and it makes it hard to sustain a program when you get pounded like that year in and year out. So yeah, there's definitely some problems to work out, but I would love to see it sanctioned. And it sounds like softball, they're moving toward that, and baseball is still not on the docket. So, and I hear so many different reasons, and I cannot figure out, what it is. I mean, yes, it would cost a little bit, but all these sports cost something. Soccer costed something to get that sanctioned, coach-wise and officials and whatever else. But it sure seems like you could find a lot more baseball teams than esports teams at this point, at least.
By the way, I know Jason Andera is on board with sanctioning softball as he's live from a softball game. Am I correct?
Yeah, you can hear the cheering in the background. We're watching some great 10U softball.
Oh.
And every time they get somebody out, it's like a miracle.
Wow, that's intensity. Yeah. That's intensity.
Yeah.
Jason,
so
always good to get you, man. Midcoast Sports Network. I appreciate you coming on. Thanks a lot.
You bet. Anytime, Nate.
All right. Jason Andera, Midcoast Sports Network on the Nate Brown Show on Fox Sports Rapid City. Live from an intense 10U softball game. And softball getting sanctioned, only the right call, no question. I still will say baseball. I'm still on board with that. Just because in most states, baseball and softball are sanctioned. I mean, these are very big sports. And people can argue about the level of play, this, that. I think the level of play will rise when it is sanctioned. Okay? There's some programs out East River playing at a high level. Our programs out here are not. Legion Baseball dominates the scene in a big way. So that'll have to be worked through. I don't know what the end is there. I don't know. Okay. That'll have to be discussions happening potentially. Maybe things wouldn't change much. I don't know. But I still believe just as a whole, softball and baseball sanctioned for high school is the way to go. And by the way, yeah, the Rapid City football scene, we've got to get at big events like that for our kids, to showcase our kids. You can't tell me out of 200 or 180 high school sophomores and juniors for the Riggs Football Combine this past showcase in Sioux Falls, you can't tell me we don't have some of those guys out here. We've got some of those guys out here. Okay? We got to get to events like that. That's just one thing in the big picture of West River football enhancing it. Okay? And I'm glad Physio is cranking up our first ever athlete combine for our athletes. Take advantage of it. take advantage of it. The combine's happening in early June. It's not necessarily a plug. It's just a big thing. I think it's a good step in the right direction from Physio here locally. Coming right back, who's hot and who's not? I got to do this. Who's hot and who's not? I love this hire, okay? There's a new head football coach at the FCS level, okay? This is FCS football week on the program, so I just grabbed this story. He just got hired. He was a high school football coach. They're going to hire this guy from high school to FCS head football coach, and he has one unique thing that he is known for. He is known for this, and he's won time after time after time. He does something in a football game that most coaches, they just can't quite pull themselves to do it. But this guy does it time after time, and he's made a name for himself. He's going to go from high school to the FCS level. I don't know if it's because of this, but he's made a name for himself. We'll get him in our Who's Hot category next.
Your sports, your show. This is the Nate Brown Show on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
Here at Pizza Ranch, we believe in happy accidents, like in 1964, when a Buffalo, New York restaurant owner accidentally bought chicken wings instead of chicken necks. The 60s were a crazy time. Well, decades later, and the mistake-turned masterpiece is now at Pizza Ranch. Introducing our new traditional and boneless chicken wings, tossed in our signature sauces. 2 more ways to get the country's best chicken available for carryout and delivery. Maybe it wasn't an accident after all, just delicious fate. Pizza Ranch.
Hello, everyone. This is Todd Singh with Singh Contracting. I'm here to remind you it's time to get that roof done. So what are you waiting for? Give us a call today. We'll give you our own estimate, separate from insurance, so you can make sure they're taking care of you. Call today, 343-ROOF. That's 343-7663. Or visit us at singcontracting.com. Don't delay, call today. Bye!
Broadcasting from the Anytime Auto Sales, Service and Detail Studio. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. This is Fox Sports Rapid City.
All right, let's get it going on a Monday night into the Pizza Ranch. That's what I mean when I say get it going. Get into the Pizza Ranch tonight. The wings, carry out or delivery. If you haven't tried them, hit them. PizzaRanch.com. Easy place to do. I do it a lot. PizzaRanch.com. 2 locations, carry out or delivery of the new wings at the Pizza Ranch. Remember, Wednesday night, Kids Night on the Pizza Ranch Buffet. Open daily, 11 to 8. In our Pizza Ranch, who's hot and who's not on the Nate Brown Show, I'm going to go with this guy, Kevin Kelly. Remember the name, Kevin Kelly. He's the new head football coach at this FCS program, Presbyterian College. Not an FCS power, okay, but he got hired from high school now. He just got hired by the FCS program, Presbyterian College. So he's the new head coach for Presbyterian, jumping from high school to the FCS level. You know what Kevin Kelly has made a name for himself doing? He's a high school football coach that never punts. He never punts. Yeah, so he said this is what his philosophy has been. He never punts, and it's worked out pretty well. He's won 9 state championships there in Little Rock, Arkansas. 9 state championships. The no punting high school football coach parlays it into an FCS head coaching job. Let's take a look. Presbyterian College. Will they punt? I don't think they're going to punt. I don't think Presbyterian. Will they turn into the next FCS program to watch? Kevin Kelly, the new head coach. He never punts. I don't mind that. I like the risk. I like the risk factor. In our Pizza Ranch Who's Not category, I got to throw in some teams here. You all like to pick on Kirk Cousins. I saw this nugget this morning, and I saved it just for tonight. You all love to pick on Kirk Cousins because he doesn't win the big games. Here's a little Who's Not category for you. Since Kirk Cousins joined the Vikings, he has 1 playoff win. Okay, I'll give you that. 1 playoff win. You know who else has 1 playoff win? You know who else since that time? The Seahawks. The Ravens. And oh, yeah, the Steelers, 0 playoff wins. Vikings have 1. So do the Seahawks, Ravens. Steelers have 0. Don't be so hard on my guy, Kirk. I'll take you to the Odd Couple next. The Nate Brown Show out and back into